Kathleen Hunter here with a little video. I wanted to talk today about staying motivated and really being consistent with efforts. And lately I've found myself just sort of lagging a little bit in my motivation and wanting to really be consistent with my effort. And so I wanted to share a little bit of what my thought process was in getting myself back into that mindset of making sure that I'm being consistent with what I'm doing, how I'm marketing my business, making sure that I'm doing the tasks on a daily basis that I need to do in order to be successful. And I think for everybody that's relatively new to the internet marketing business, and when you're trying to download as much information as you can and get as much experience as you can and really figure out what's the best direction for me, it can get overwhelming, and at some point you get on a little bit of an overload and you sort of take a step back, and at least that's what's happened to me. And I think I'm probably not that unlike everyone else out there. So I just wanted to share a little bit of how I'm working to keep myself motivated and committed and doing the things that I need to do every day in order to make my business grow, be successful, and reach the goals that I've set for myself. And that's one of the first things that I really recognized, that I wasn't looking at my goals and breaking them down into measurable, defined chunks so that I could take a look on a weekly basis or a daily basis or every 2 weeks or monthly, and really see what I have accomplished, instead of getting caught up in the bigger picture of trying to make those sales and just looking at that side of things. What are the steps that I need to take on a daily basis in order to reach my goals? And this is a skill that I learned a long time ago when I was in finance, that to reach sales targets and goals, you really need to break things down into little chunks. And what is it that you need to be doing on a daily basis in order to reach those bigger picture goals? So I found myself stepping away from that a little bit the last little while and focusing just really on the big picture, and getting a little bit lazy with how I was doing things on a day-to-day basis, not measuring anything, not measuring success, not measuring things that wasn't doing, what wasn't working. And so now I really have recognized that I have to get back to that daily routine of looking at what do I have to do today to make my business a success. And to me, that's one thing I feel that people new to any business, really, any thing that they're trying to market for themselves, that it's breaking it down, doing those daily tasks. So things such as, is my marketing working? So have I looked at what my stats are every single day? What's working, what isn't working? Am I comparing what happened this week with what happened last week, or what happened this month with what happened last month, so that I can change that routine and change those daily things that I'm doing in order to tweak my process to make it as successful as possible. And I've gotten away from that, and I really have recognized that that's hurting my business by not staying on top of those things. It's really important to make sure that you're staying on top of all of the details, because the details, if you take care of the details, the big picture will come together. You need to have an idea of where you want to go and define your big goal, but you also need to define those small intermediary goals that you want to reach on a weekly, monthly, semi-annual basis, in order to measure whether you're actually achieving that big goal that you want to reach. And is it achievable in the time that you have set aside for that? What is the time frame you've got? If you aren't breaking those tasks down into what you need to do on a daily basis in order to reach that long-term goal, then you have no way of knowing where you are in the process. You can't say, okay, measurably I have done this, this, and this, and I'm here. If you haven't broken things down into those small chunks that you're doing on a daily basis, you can't measure that. So you can't go back and say, okay, I see what I did here a week ago or a month ago or 6 months ago that worked really well. What am I doing right now that's working really well? And you can start to compare. And it's all that data that you're going to collect over time that's going to enable you to really fine-tune your business and make sure that you're as successful as you possibly can be. And that's one thing that I'm just having to re-examine for myself right now, because I've gotten away from it. I know it's an important thing to do, and I know it's an important part of my business, but I've gotten away from it, and I've strayed and gotten lazy about what I have to do on a daily basis. And ultimately that will be reflected in my success or failure. So it's really important to make sure you've got those mini goals that you're setting for yourself, your daily tasks, making sure those things are being accomplished. Be accountable to yourself. Make a list, whether it's pen and paper if you're old school like me, or if you're more tech savvy and you're making your lists and you've got a program that you can set up with reminders and all of those things on your smartphone, or your computer, or whatever it is in your calendar. So that's really important, and use those tools, whatever they are that works best for you. I put things in my calendar, but I also put them down on paper. That's just, I'm old school, and that's what works for me. And I have a double reference to say, did I actually get that accomplished? It's on my calendar. It's here. I've stroked it off my list, but it's still sitting on my calendar. So did I do it or did I not do it? The other thing that is really important in order to build your long-term success is making sure that you're continuously being in contact with anybody that's on your email list. So if you're just building your email list, that's okay. You want to make sure that you are on a regular rotation sending out information to those prospects in order to keep them refreshed, but also to keep you in their mind. And the more times you're contacting someone, the more they're going to keep that in mind. And when the time is right for them to do something, then all of those things that you've sent over time will come back to them, and they'll go, wow, that person was really consistent. Everything they've said to me, they've done. They've proven themselves to be reliable, and I feel like I can trust them in order to go forward. So even though you don't know them, you're still building a relationship with them via the emails. And there becomes, although it's not a face-to-face and you're not talking to them on the phone, it's still a tangible relationship that they will start to rely on. They'll look for your videos. They'll look for your emails. They'll look for the tidbits of information that you're sending them on a regular basis. And that all builds up to build trust, to build accountability, reliability, and a genuine feeling that you are what you say you are, that the product that you're offering is sustainable, is viable, is real, and is long-term. So that's the second thing for me that's really important, is making sure that you are continuously keeping in contact. As you build your email list and your contact list, make sure you're regularly, don't inundate them. You don't want to be emailing them every day unless they have asked for something they've signed up for. In my case, if they've signed up to get information about Legendary Marketer, then I'm going to send them some information for a certain period of time every day. They're going to get to know more about my story. They're going to get to know more about my business, what I do, and what Legendary Marketer has to offer. Then I'm going to give them a little break, and then I'm going to come back to them again. and I'm going to send them more information. It's different than what I sent them the first time, but with the same theme. So they're going to understand that it's the same company. I'm just giving them more of what the company has to offer. It's a new view. So maybe what I was saying to them didn't light their fire the first time, but maybe what I have to say to them the second set of emails, or the third set of emails, or the fourth, however many it takes, will light their fire and be in the language that they understand. I'm communicating to them in a way that really sinks into them. And so that's really important, making sure that you're keeping that email communication open, adding people to your email and contact list every day if possible. If it means you're buying traffic, if it means you're looking at your personal contact list, are there people there that you would like to send that information to, and make sure you're sending it out, make sure that you're doing it on a regular basis so that they have an opportunity to keep hearing about whatever the product is that you're selling or that you're marketing, so that it becomes, when they hear it, they recognize it, they go, oh yeah, that sounded like a really great opportunity. I think I'm maybe ready to do that. The other sort of third thing that's really important to remember is, and this is something that I learned through my time in finance and banking, is when you're dealing with clients and you're working on building a rapport with them, and you're working on building a relationship and building a business with that person, it's really important to remember that no isn't no, it's just no right now. And what I mean by that is that even though someone says no to what you're proposing to them right this minute, it doesn't mean that they wouldn't be interested in the future. So no doesn't mean no forever, it just means no right now. And that's where you really have to have kind of a thick skin, and remember that everything comes in time. So what I mean by that is that it isn't necessarily the right timing for everyone when you talk to them about something. So as you're talking to someone about something, they may recognize that it's a great opportunity and that they really love the information and it sounds like a good fit for them, but it isn't a good fit right now. Make sure that you're continuing to contact them unless they absolutely say, I'm not interested, I'm never going to be interested, please don't send me any more information on this, I don't want to hear about it. Then they have opened that opportunity to you to send them more information in the future. So make sure that you're really following up on those people that may have said no right now, but it doesn't mean no forever. So hopefully you find that useful. I'm really trying to take myself to the next level, make sure that I'm working my business as hard as I can. These are some of the things that I'm practicing myself to make sure that my business is a success on a daily basis. So if you like the videos, you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button underneath. If you click on the bell, that will let you know when I upload more videos. I hope everyone is having an absolutely wonderful Monday. I am heading home. The skies are blue. It's a beautiful day. Looking forward to another beautiful day tomorrow. Love to everybody. Hope you all have a wonderful evening, day, wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye.